long time. Didn't talk to you guys in almost, what, 2 years? 2 years. So this is going to be a life update. What went down? How did we end up moving from Arizona? What happened between that time and everything in between? Everything in between. This is raw, unedited, and just here to just let y'all know everything that went down. Just a life update.
So first of all, we're not in Arizona anymore. We are actually back in Staten Island,
Yes.
New York. I know this doesn't look like Staten Island, but
Facts. It's a good part. It's a low key part that we found out about when we came back.
Yeah. So let's start from the beginning. We were so excited to move to Arizona in the first place, and we don't take that for granted.
It's a bee that we keep looking at. It's a wasp that's just trying to mess this whole thing up. So yeah, if we looking over there, we looking at the wasp. If we keep looking at the phone, we trying to see if it's not overheating because it's June. But yeah.
Okay. So we were so excited to even go to Arizona. We don't take that away from us in any way, shape, or form. We got there. When you first move somewhere, or for those who didn't move yet, when you first move somewhere, you're at an all-time high with emotions. Anyway,
everything is so exciting. Nothing really seems like any bad vibes, nothing, because like you're just so excited to be there. You're kind of moving like a tourist.
Yeah, so we were so excited, living day by day, just so happy to be there.
Yeah, just so happy, just soaking up everything, honestly.
Then you remember that you're not vacationing there, you're actually going to live there. So after the first month, you're like, okay, what do I do here?
And that happened multiple times. I'm coming back from work and I'm like, okay, what do we do? You know what I mean? You can't really hike every single day. You can't do that every single day. So it's like, okay, what does Arizona actually have to offer now that we're here?
Mind you, we moved in July, so it was obviously very hot there. June, July, August comes and
God. All right. I have to start squaring up. Oh shit! Bumbagla! All right, come on.
So we moved in July. August comes around and Nasir brought his job to Arizona. I didn't bring my job to Arizona. So now I'm looking for a job. Obviously, the minimum wage is different.
Very different.
And we knew that going there.
Yes, we did.
So it wasn't by surprise, but I couldn't find a job. I was going on so many interviews, getting told like, oh, what is she doing here? I didn't know we needed help. Or just like going to sketch places, and it's like,
it was very sketchy. We almost got scammed into like getting a job, low key, you know what I mean? Because when you're out there, it's a lot of weird stuff going on. You get me saying? Like, you will have an interview, and the interview is actually a setup for some like trafficking stuff. Like, it was a lot of things going on Indeed as far as like getting a job out there. It was very strange.
Yeah, so it was very strange, and so I got a job at Hobby Lobby. During the time I was working at Hobby Lobby, I was only making $13 an hour.
13, I want to say even 12. Honestly. And it was part-time, I believe, at some point.
It was part-time. I was obviously looking for full-time. When you do move somewhere, money is very important. Anywhere you go, money is very important. And the fact that I couldn't find a full-time job, I have to pay rent. I have to pay car insurance, car payment, groceries. And we're still in our early 20s wanting to experience so much.
Yeah, we want to experience everything. That was our first move. So my job was paying me really good. You know what I mean? I worked for all Walmarts as a vendor, doing vendor work and just more important stuff and things of that nature. So that was an important job, and it was paying me as so. So a lot of the times when I was getting paid, I was kind of like the breadwinner in that situation. You know what I mean? And we locked in like this. So it's kind of like, I'm going to hold you down if I got it, and I know vice versa. If she got it, she going to hold me down. And basically that's really what was just going on. And I was coming home from work while she was looking for a job before she got Hobby Lobby, and it was like, okay, what do you want to do today?
Mind
Nothing to
you,
do.
it's 111 degrees outside. We're looking at each other. It's 4:00 p.m. What do you want to do today? Day's over for real, and it's hot outside. So there's
Facts.
nothing to do but sit at our pool, or hiking is done for the day because you go up in the mountains by yourself at
You're
night.
gonna get lost.
Exactly. So we didn't experience the nightlife because I did read some comments, and people were like, why didn't we go to Payson? Why didn't we go to Tempe and enjoy like the college scene of the nightlife?
Mind you, we lived in Glendale, right by the Cardinal Stadium where the football plays at. So we wasn't nowhere near there. You know what I mean? Our closest place was probably Scottsdale. But other than that, I'm not really a party type of guy. I don't drink. I don't smoke. I don't really like large crowds. So to be honest, I don't really like that, honestly.
And if we were to go to a college town to like meet people, it's kind of like we also still have to remember that those people are
younger
than us. Not that that'll be an issue, but they're younger than us, and we don't know
not
them.
The same interests.
We're strangers.
Yeah, facts.
Honestly, and that's how you meet people. But we're strangers.
Yeah.
And we're not from Arizona. So we didn't want to put ourselves in that situation to begin with.
Exactly. And we didn't know anybody there. We didn't have any friends. Luckily, Ruben, if you're watching this, I appreciate everything that you did for us while we was in Arizona. Ruben was probably the one person actually that we knew that we was kind of vibing with, that was kind of just showing us around because he lived in our same complex. So Ruben, if you're watching this, Jenny, if you're watching this, we appreciate y'all so much. Y'all was literally one of our first friends out there for sure.
Honestly, our
only friends out there, honestly. I was coming home from work every single day and I'm just like, yo, this is getting annoying. As for my relationship, this is getting annoying because it's like she's sitting there all day. I don't know what she's doing. She's going through a lot mentally because she feel like she's a liability. And it was just kind of making some friction in our relationship. And that's not even like us at all.
Yeah.
To be honest, because I'm mad, fun, giggly, laughing all the time. She's the same as that person. We're not really serious. So that's when like the dark times started to come around, like that 5 months of being in Arizona. I just used to come home and just be like, it's nothing to do. It's nothing to do. So we can go downstairs, play some pool, or probably go get some food, some tacos. They had some really good tacos out there. Shout out to Joanna Tacos?
I think so.
Joanna Tacos. Slat, bust, everything. But you can only eat so much tacos. You can only do so much hiking. You can only go to so many parks. And also, too, it's a blazing hot.
Yeah.
So not really much to do. So it kind of just, I'm seeing my girl every single day. We're going through so much every single day as far as, damn, we're here, but it's nothing to do.
Yeah.
And then we went through the part where it was like more so regret because we were supposed to move to another state instead of Arizona, but we like, yeah, you know what? Let's do Arizona first, and then I'll make you take it from there.
So that was just between the months of July, August, and September.
Mm-hmm.
Mind you, we did not get any furniture when we moved. So the only thing we got was a bed frame, a mattress, obviously, a dresser, 2 bar stools, and like other like little stuff. But like as far as a sofa,
getting the whole apartment fancy,
a kitchen,
that's not what we did.
What's it called?
We didn't get a kitchen table,
living room table, rug. We didn't do all that because we were already now second guessing our decision.
Mm-hmm.
And we were being financially responsible.
Exactly.
So I finally get hired, but I'm still in the process of looking elsewhere because, again, like I said, part-time doesn't cut it if you pay the bills.
Facts.
Honestly. So we went home.
But we was still doing good with just my income alone. You get what I'm saying? But we had extras to go out, but it was nothing to do.
Yeah. So we went back home here to Staten Island
For like
for November for Thanksgiving, and saw our families, obviously. And the vibe was just different. We were like, we was thinking to ourselves like, damn, should we move back home?
Facts.
But we didn't say it to each other.
It was more so like we was both like, you know, that relationship like where both of y'all minds just click, but both of y'all don't say it. So we was doing that for about 2 months, 3 months.
Yeah. So December came. Now it's Christmas. For Christmas, I got Nacio tickets to the
Rams versus Bills. Rams versus Bills, because I'm a Stephon Diggs fan. Shout out to Stephon Diggs. For sure. 100%.
To a football game in Cali. So we drove from Arizona to Cali, and that trip opened my eyes. Mm-hmm. When we got back the night of, we enjoyed that trip to the fullest.
We stayed there for 3 days, 4 days over the weekend.
4 days. Yeah. And it was a great trip. During that trip, Nacio was having trouble with getting your money out of the trading account.
Yes.
So yes. He day traded. So during that time, the broker switched and he wanted to withdraw his money from the account.
Yes.
There was a long process of even getting that withdrawal.
And that was a large amount of money too.
So in Cali, he figured it out. So then it was like, okay, wait.
We got this extra bread now.
We got this extra bread. Hold on. So we drove back home. Night we drove home. I'm like, Nacio, don't cut me off. Let me talk. Let's go back home.
And I was like, honestly, I kind of feel that. Honestly, because it was a lot of things going on with us. But then once we got to Cali, it was like, nah, nothing was really going on with us. Everything was really going on with where we was at. You get what I'm saying? Once we switched locations and went to Cali for that weekend, we was like, yo, we mad happy. So it got to be Arizona. But then we're watching YouTube videos and everybody's like, nah, y'all going to go through that 5-month break where it's like, you want to go back home, but then that's when you got to thug it out and stay.
And that's when you figure it out that you actually like it.
Exactly.
Let me check it.
Yeah. We're checking to see if it's not overheating. So now that's when we get into the part where everything kind of started to foreshadow itself. So, and now the situation that we're in right now, present day, was the situation that we put off back in Arizona.
So December came, we decided that we wanted to come home when we broke our lease because we didn't get the free 2 months.
2 months free, which shout out to God, because we was fiending to get 2 months free, and our expectations and our ideas did not align with his ideas.
So when you tour an apartment and you apply to the apartment, if you physically tour it, you can get 2 months free depending on the complex. If you apply for the apartment within 48 hours.
Yep.
We applied to it within 50 hours or something like that.
It was literally 49 hours. She said you missed it by an hour. So when we was looking back at that moment, we was like, no, come on, Gabby. That was the lady Gabby that worked at the place that we lived at. And we was like, listen, we're not getting 2 months free. What's going on?
So we finally accepted it. We're like, whatever. So we would have had to pay back that amount when we broke our lease because we left 7 months within our lease. So we had to pay back 1 month of rent.
Yes.
And then the last month of rent. So basically 2 months of rent.
Yeah. To just break our lease.
So we left in January. We're like, we're not going to tell nobody. Only person who knew was his sister.
Yeah.
And my mom, of course. But like, as far as his parents, they didn't know. January 27th is the day we left. And that was of 2024. Yep. So we are currently in June 2025.
Yep.
So we've been here for a year and a half already.
Yep.
Basically. So we got home in January. And at this point, we're like, okay, we just got to get back on our feet because now the situation reoccurred that I don't have a job. I don't have a job at this point, and Nacio doesn't have a job because he just left his job so we can move back home.
Exactly.
So
we started to do YouTube, and when we was doing YouTube in Arizona, we did apartment hunting, right? And I mean this with no disrespect, but we wasn't big YouTubers. I'm a super humble guy, super grounded. I don't act bougie, none of that. But somebody found our location
of the apartment complex that we lived in, and obviously we still don't want to say it because we just said that Ruben lives there, so now we really don't want to say it.
So
but it's out of perspective, and it's out of like respect of like privacy, and we don't want to invade anyone's privacy, but
exactly,
that's just why we did not share.
So now to step into what happened, to really show you that this YouTube shit is not really a joke, you really got to be careful with your locations and all that, because one day we was in the elevator and a lady was in the elevator with us, and she was like kind of like very close to Crystal. And if you're watching this, I don't mean no disrespect to you. I know you're a subscriber, but we're just explaining from our point of view. So we're in the elevator and it's a lady right next to Crystal. So now she's pretty close. So now I turn around and she's like, "Oh my God, Crystal and Nacio, like I found y'all apartment." And I'm like, "Whoa, okay." I'm like, "All right, what floor you going to?" She said she's going to the 3rd floor.
We lived on the 3rd floor at that time, so we're like, oh, okay, this is strange. But
and you found us on YouTube, you know what I mean? So it's kind of like, now we're like, okay, you're going to the 3rd floor. Okay, where do you live? She lived 2 doors down from us. We're like, okay, this is not a joke.
Also, to backtrack, like, and I'm just going to touch on this real quick, but that apartment complex was kind of strange, and our upstairs neighbor would scream at 3 a.m., 4 a.m. in the morning.
Oh my God.
6 hours straight, just screaming.
It would be drilling upstairs. He'll be screaming. He'll be like, "Ah!" Like,
and we made a noise complaint, obviously.
Like Jeffrey Dahmer, what are you doing up there?
We made a noise complaint, and he just started like doing construction work then at that time. But it's like,
it was very strange,
you know. And then like someone else that we knew said that cars were getting broken into after we left. But that's just to touch on that situation.
And also too, this wasn't a cheap like
complex. We're paying $1,800 a month.
Yeah, it was a very upscale gate surrounding everything.
The gate was always
security. Slow. You get what I'm saying? The gate only started breaking when we got out of there. But when we got there, that was a new complex, high-end complex. So now to skip to back to when we came back from Arizona, right? We pushed off something that we should have never pushed off ever, which is the teeth payment.
Dental work. In February of 2024, I went to the dentist because before we left to Arizona, I was already having problems with the right side of my mouth. So I'm like, let me go to the dentist, see what they say, whatever. They said, Crystal, you would have to pay $4,000 out of your pocket to fix what's going on. I don't want to really say what was going on, but just know it was that much. So
facts.
I'm like, I'll push it off. Like, I'll be fine. It's just teeth.
Mind you, we had the expectation that, we got almost 10K plus saved up. We don't want to give 4K
to dental work.
To dental work when we was about to leave to Arizona. So when we got back, it's kind of like you pushed it off. But now when we came back, he said, it got worse. So, it's going to be 10K.
Yeah, so I went to the dentist in February of 2024. And because I was having problems on my right side, but then my left side started bothering me. So I can't chew on either side. So I went and they said, Crystal, like, you put it off. It's going to be $12,000, but your insurance only covers $2,000. So I'm like,
what?
12 minus 2 is 10. So you're telling me I have to pay $10,000 out of my pocket. I don't have a job at this point. This is only February of, sorry guys, wasp. There's only February of 2024 when we just left Arizona in January of 2024.
Mm-hmm.
So I go home and I'm like, let me not make a decision by myself. I tell Nacio, and Nacio's like, fuck that teeth. Like,
yeah.
no.
I went through a very dark time, honestly, with that whole process of really like when you're in a relationship, y'all either like this or y'all like this. You get what I'm saying? You really want to be like this with your partner. But when they said it's gonna be 12,000, me in my brain, I said like this. I'm like, nah, I can't do this. You get what I'm saying? I don't have a job. You don't have a job. You getting unemployment. I don't have a job right now. How are we gonna pay for this? You get what I'm saying? How? And then I went through a point where I was like, no, maybe if I just leave this situation in whole, maybe I can just get away. And that's never been me. I've always been solid. I've always been 10 toes down for Crystal or even in general. That's not
character.
what I stand for. That's not my character.
Yeah, so he's already like, no.
I'm just not here mentally.
He starts working,
mm-hmm.
and then I go back to the dentist in February, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do it because
you was in pain.
Yeah, I can't not chew on the right side or the left side.
Both sides of your face. It's like you going to drink your food?
Exactly. So I'm like, I'm just gonna do it, and I'm gonna figure it out. At the end of the day, it's me. Like, I'm gonna figure it out regardless of anything.
Let me check if it's still recording.
Okay, so I'm like, I'm gonna figure it out regardless of anything.
Mm-hmm.
So during that time, I still was on unemployment. Unemployment done cut me off then. I was only getting $300 from unemployment. Not sustainable, but also manageable because we're now not paying bills.
Yes.
Because we moved back into his parents' house. So I start applying to jobs again. Now I can't make these teeth payments.
At all.
And at that time, Nacio did not want to make any payments either.
No, I was like, yo, respectfully, I'm like, nah, fuck that, bro. I can't do it. I went through a point where I was just like, nah, bro. I don't see no way how. I'm working with my dad. I'm not getting paid as much. And mind you, I got a car in Arizona, and I shipped that car from Arizona back to New York. So I'm paying car insurance, car payment, gas, everything, and I'm only getting paid what I'm getting paid, which is not a lot. So I'm like, how am I going to do your teeth payments, do my payments?
Yeah, so
how? I don't see no way how.
In retrospect, $10,000 is not a lot of money.
No, it's not.
If we wanted to, we could have like stayed solid and paid it off in 2 months, because 2 months is 8 weeks, and then you could have just doubled up through. But I was just like, you know what? I have to put this payment to the side and focus on getting a job. So now interest starts coming in.
Yes.
I started working at the mall as a manager, and then I'm slowly making payments. At that time, Nacio was like, you know what? Like, maybe I should start to help this girl.
Yeah, we're living together. We're talking about everything financially, and then when she talk about her teeth, I'm like,
and he's like, I don't want to hear it.
Yeah, I'm like, that's yours. That's yours. That's yours.
It was, but
which is not okay. Which
is not okay. If you're a partnership, then it's both of yours.
Y'all locked in.
So I started working at the mall, start making payments, and now the conversation of moving again pops up. And we're talking about where we want to move to, which we're not going to say it yet, but we're talking about where we want to move to. Then we're like, it always comes back to this teeth payment.
Exactly. You can't go nowhere without the teeth payment.
So we start stacking up to move again, but we're not stacking to pay off the teeth. So
yeah, you playing yourself.
It was backwards. So we finally just started banging out the teeth. I have a way better job, way better situation
now.
Nasio has a better job, way better situation now.
Yeah, way better situation now, honestly. Which, shout out to God.
And it's been a year and a half.
Mm-hmm.
And the year and a half has been hard. And it was not very easy mentally, emotionally, spiritually, because I'm like, damn, I'm the reason we're still here. Truthfully, because of my dental work.
Yep.
I'm the reason we're still here. We left Arizona. We left our own space that we enjoyed having to ourselves, because there's nothing like living on your own, right?
It's nothing like living on your own. And shout out to us for even doing it, honestly.
But when we leave again, now we know what mistakes not to make. And now we know, like, thug it out. Regardless of anything, we just have to thug it out.
Mm-hmm.
Which is like the truth, because hey, if we would have stayed the whole year, and we were 7 months in, like ideally we could have stayed the whole year. If we would have stayed the 12-month lease that we did, who knows if we would still even be there.
Yeah, honestly.
You know?
And I feel like, to be honest, like when we left, we literally did the numbers. We saved $10,000 of just not paying rent when we broke our lease.
Yeah.
So we're like, okay.
Oh, we have an extra $10,000, but little did we know, like, once I get back home, I'm gonna have to pay dental work.
Exactly. You get what I'm saying? So we went through all of that, but we say all that to say we're in such a great place now, mentally, physically, financially, spiritually. Started to really go back to church, honestly, as well, and really just get close. Not for the whole reason of we want something, but for the whole reason of sometimes you cannot lean on your own understanding. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
I feel like there was something else I had to say. Oh, so current day.
We got a dog. We got a dog.
His name is Tyson.
Yep.
He was originally a family dog, but you know, once he starts sleeping in our bed and stuff, he's our dog. So he's now our dog. And now we're in a situation where, like, when we do leave, because we're not staying in New York, which we vocalized last time, but we're not staying in New York. So do we take him? Do we give him to somebody else that can better take care of him? Do we keep him here in Staten Island?
Which, side note, not to cut you off, just to give you like a deeper understanding of the situation as well. So we're paying off the teeth payment. Is a quick knockout, honestly.
Yeah.
That's like literally.
It'll be paid by the time this video goes up.
Yeah, facts. So it's kind of like, shout out to God for that. And also, too, now we have a dog, and my sister brought the dog here. And now it's kind of like, okay, my sister just moved to Texas. And now it's like, okay, the dog is basically ours. The dog is basically our responsibility. I have a little brother that's 11. He only worries about Fortnite. So if we was to leave the dog here, honestly, that dog is not in good hands because my brother's only worried about Fortnite. You get what I'm saying? My mom is a full-time mother. She works. Wife. You get what I'm saying? So she has no time to even focus on the dog as well. So it's kind of like we have to take care of the dog. And we have to take the dog to our next spot that we're going to our next state that we're going to.
Yeah. So the plan is to not stay here, but we're also not going to say our full plan because, you know, you don't say your plans out loud because that's when God laughs in your face.
And that's literally what we experienced.
And so we're happy.
Yeah.
We're happy mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. It was a weight taken off of our shoulder. Just even being there when you first leave and first move out, it's already stressful as it is. But
it's like a fun stressful, like, hell, I'm going through this. I just moved. I'm popping. I'm lit. You get what I'm saying? But then life sinks in after like a month or so, 2 months. Like, okay, you're here.
So we kind of just like popped back up in New York and didn't give anybody an explanation. Truthfully, it was no one's business. It still is no one's business, but
we get so many texts. Like, I know so many people on Staten Island, so they see me and they're like, yo, you what happened?
We just came back to New York. We stopped doing YouTube. We just now we're just living, which is completely fine. we enjoyed doing YouTube when we were in Arizona, but we got so much more exciting things in this next place that we do plan on going, which by January we should be.
Facts.
And honestly, like that's just the goal.
So yeah, life just took so many turns. But to be honest, you know what I mean? Like, I definitely want to say publicly, I'm sorry for moving that way for like that month or so when you had that teeth payment. We should have definitely been like this, but I know anybody in my situation would do the same thing. Even though I was saying, yo, I wouldn't want it to happen to nobody else but us, because I know we solid. That's the main thing about our relationship. We was always solid. But still to this day, you get what I'm saying? Solid as ever. But I didn't see no way how. I didn't have no payment. You didn't have no income. I didn't have no income. It was so much going on.
Also in Arizona, Nacio, you didn't have a hobby.
I didn't have a hobby, but I found pickleball.
I was going to dance, but it wasn't the same as New York dance. That's all I'll say on that.
Yeah, thanks.
But we weren't doing anything. We weren't having that human interaction. And the crazy thing is we're introverts, but we're also people.
Yeah, honestly, yeah. People. Damn, that's a pickle pecker. Some shit. I don't know.
We also love to meet new people and be friendly. So we started playing pickleball because we're like, oh wait, this is little tennis.
Facts.
Like, what the hell?
And then we got into that, and that really got us some joy. Fast forward to present day, I actually just started my own pickleball business called primetime.pb on Instagram. Coaching, personal coaching, and pickleball honestly got me to a very good mental state of mind, because I'm like, okay, I'm actually doing something. I'm actually having fun again. And other than that, that's where we are right now, because every day I walk outside, it's like, yo, you're not in Arizona no more? What happened, bro? This is and it's kind of like, I heard so many things. I said so many things to other people. Now it's kind of like publicly we came out and said, listen, this is what's going on.
We're not there.
And we don't regret it at all.
We haven't been there for a year and a half.
Facts.
We don't regret it. We did have a good time while living there.
Yeah.
Even though we were emotionally detached from there.
Facts.
Is what I'll say.
And if you don't have any kids, or you don't really have any friends out there, it really just wasn't nothing to do. And to be honest, we didn't have a hobby like how we have now. We play pickleball every single day. It's fun. We have a community. We have friends in that niche. So, right.
And pickleball is very popular in the place that we're going to next.
Facts.
So yeah, with that all being said, we hope this video gave you guys some clarity. It gave us some clarity.
Facts. It really did.
It gave us some clarity. We are in a better headspace, and we know like we should have stuck it out or whatever, but everything happens for a reason. We came home. I didn't have insurance when we were living in Arizona anyway, so it was just beneficial to just come back home. We got the clarity that we needed, and we're so excited to get back to YouTube, because we were watching our old videos the other day, and it was like, what, 1 a.m.?
It was like 1 o'clock in the morning.
And we were just laughing.
We found that joy again. And also, sidebar, I just want to say, it was the smartest decision to come back, honestly, because you don't really want to be paying off debt and paying rent and doing real life.
It's literally miserable.
Miserable. I don't know how grown-ups do it. So, again, God was on our side with that decision. Yeah. Shout out to my mom for even saying, hey, come back. Like, we didn't even tell her we was going to come back. She said, listen, come back. Stack up, do it again, and learn from your mistakes, or learn from whatever lesson that you can take from the situation.
Yeah. But my teeth are fixed, so no more dental issues.
Teeth payment is almost done. We're not in no debt. We're literally gearing up to leave again. So
that momentum is coming back. The momentum of just posting on YouTube and just finding joy within things that we like to do, because our relationship is so like solid and private. We just got so much to share.
Exactly.
And that's just what it is. But with that being said, thank you guys for tuning in for another CNN video. And we hope you guys like this video.
Facts.
And comment some of your thoughts, because we do read your guys' comments and we talk about it. So comment
whatever comment whatever you think encouraging, or anything about moving for the first time. If you're looking to move, we're in the comments now. We're checking everything. And shout out to all the people that was commenting over the span of 2 years when we wasn't posting at all, and kind of like checking up on us to see like, whoa, what happened? Yo, I appreciate y'all all, honestly.
So leave a like, guys. Leave a comment. And we'll catch you guys in the next video.